Alright, so this is what we're going to make, and this is the size: length 24 centimeters, width 15, and thickness 12 millimeters, not centimeters. So we're going to put that, and let's do it straight out of the create cube, primitive cube. So I'll go into the options, and we'll go, so width 15 centimeters, height was, well, thickness was 12 millimeters, so that's 1.2 centimeters, and depth was 24, like so. So when I go create, it's going to create pretty much the shape that we want. However, if you remember, there's a little bit of a edge that comes out. I'm just going to eyeball that, and that looks pretty good, but it's really sharp at the moment, so we want to introduce those beveled edges. Now I'm going to demonstrate the smooth mesh preview tool, and this is how we're going to add detail to all our objects. So how this works is we can go in and create edge loops right down the sides like so, and that's going to give us additional information. And then what we're going to do is press the 2 key on the keyboard, and we're going to get a smoothness between vertices. So at the moment there's not enough vertices here, so we get this sort of round shape in the middle. But as soon as we add those insert edge loops, if it doesn't freeze, there we go, it starts to define that curvature to just the corners, so exactly where we want the curvature to go. So I'm just going to take it out of that mode, and go back and do that again. So looks like it's going to crash, so I'm going to go save scene and insert all those edge loops. So basically I need them running like so on each of the corners. That one's done, that one's done. This one looks a bit out, so I'm just eyeballing this for the time being. Looks pretty good. So now when I hit 2 on the keyboard, I get beautiful smooth rounded corners. 3 takes away the smooth mesh preview, and I can see it without that. So that's a really quick job. And that's not it though. We can go in and then convert. So under where is it? File, modify, convert, smooth mesh preview. Smooth mesh preview to polygons, and that adds additional geometry that we couldn't see from the preview. But now we can use that using the select tool, go through and double click on all the edges, oops, holding down shift, that aren't influencing the shape. So not near the corners, not too close to the corners, just along the sides, and we're just optimizing the mesh to reduce the polygons to make it nice and clean. And we need that one, we don't need that one, that one, that one, that one. that's it. Yep. And we don't need that one. So if we were just to delete those now, we'd be left with the vertices. So I'll just do that, and then I'll go into vertice mode. See all these extra vertices everywhere? We don't want those. So instead of doing that, we go in and we go edit mesh, delete edge / vertex. And now if we go into vertice mode, you can see that they're only remaining where they are. Oops, looks like I left one too many, and because it was the last tool I used, I can press the G key and reactivate the last tool. Okay, so there's our chopping board, so I'll name that. Now to clean up everything, what I need to do is position the pivot point so it's nice and appropriate. So in the middle is fine. However, if I want to line it up directly on the floor and so forth, that's going to be a bit hard to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the D key, and that allows me to move the pivot point. So D, I can click on an edge and it will stick to that edge, but I'm going to click on the bottom edge here, that is the flat one. D, D, like so. Okay, so when I select that again, use the W key, the pivot point is right there, and if I use the snap to grid, I know that's lying flat on the ground. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to move him there, and I'm going to go in and edit, delete by type, delete history, gets rid of all the history nodes, and see all the translation attributes. If I go up to modify freeze transformations, it zeroes everything out. So this is its 0 spot. So I'm going to do that to all my objects.